Well, we're here. We made it. Hello, my lovely, lovely friends, and thank you for bearing with us whilst Richard, bless his heart, scrabbles away with the technology. It's been an adventure, but we've got there, and here we are. This wonderful Tuesday afternoon, around about 3:15. Sorry we're late, but good things always come to they who wait. Today, of course, we are here to raise money for. Oh, hello. Oh, today, of course, we are here to raise funds for Owen in order to get him the bed that he needs and deserves. So, we are going to work very, very hard to raise some money and give good sleep, as we said yesterday. A good sleep and a nice place to sleep is always an important thing, as Dawn and I and Amanda were discussing yesterday on the show. And of course, this is exactly why we're here to raise this money. And how's it going to work? Well, we're going to start off in a minute by saying hello to some people just to make sure everything's feeding through, and then dive very quickly into giving out messages. And it's simple: make a donation, get a message. You couldn't want for more. There is, of course, a button and a link available, and we do have at some point a message from the lovely Owen himself. And simple: make a donation, get yourself a message, and I will see what we have from the world of spirit for us today. There is also going to be a raffle, so this is really important. When you make a donation, you will get fed into the raffle. And when the time comes, names will be pulled at random out of a hat, and someone will win a prize. You can't say fairer than that. Lovely, lovely prize. I've seen the picture. It's marvelous. In actual fact, I saw the products live themselves on Saturday. So join in, help out, raise some money, and show what spiritualism is all about. And that is the most important thing, that we help each other out in times of need. I'm very much aware from the information that's been provided that there are no grants or funds available to get Owen this bed. So it's all got to be done without help and support. But as SPTV's family proves, that's not the case, because help and support can come from other places, from the kind-hearted and the generous and the wonderful people that tune in and offer to help. And of course, we know times are tough, so there's no set fee. If you can make a donation, you're more than welcome to put something or anything in, because as the old saying says, every little helps. And if you can't, remember to share, like and subscribe, because the more people we get on stream, the more chance there is of raising that goal. There's lots going on today. You've got me for the next hour or so. You've got Deb coming in at 6, and then you've got the lovely Mr. Grogan himself, Matt, coming on at 8 o'clock. So lots going on, and we're all going to work very, very hard to do what we need to do. So Richard, having had his brief moment of pause, or rather working in the background quietly while I yak, is there anybody saying hello this afternoon? But yes. So of course, the fact that we took 15 minutes getting on is proof that there are technical difficulties today. But don't worry, Richard has a plan and a backup. Because if, oh yes, and I did write it down here, I just ignored it. If the signal drops on Facebook, because there are huge problems with the Facebook streaming today, if it drops, please go to the YouTube link that Richard is providing. It is running simultaneous stream, Facebook and YouTube. So if Facebook suddenly disappears, click on Richard's link and you will find yourself sent along to YouTube, where we will be continuing on regardless, or as the saying goes, carry on regardless. And that's exactly what we're here to do, in effort to make a difference. And what more can be important than making a difference to people's lives? We talk about mediumship making a difference to people every single day. This is where it really comes into its own. where the spiritualist movement and the kindness and generosity of wonderful people can make a difference. And it's not just about sleep. The bed that is needed by Owen is specifically rigged and set up to deal with the equipment that he needs to keep himself going, and it costs £3,000. And I know that we would all think that if we were in that situation, that there'd be people around to help us. And that's exactly what we're going to prove today, that there are generous, kind souls. But like I said, if you can't, share, like, and subscribe to get that message out there so more people can see that message of hope and provide support to a lovely young man. I saw his video earlier, and we will be seeing him. In actual fact, let's see him now. Let's straight over to the young man himself.
Hi, I'd like to say a massive thank you to SPTV and its viewers for the fundraiser this afternoon. I hope you have a wonderful time. It's to support getting me and my partner Lucy accessible bed, so it meets my needs. So I hope you have a fantastic afternoon with Matt and Kirsty, and thank you very much again.
So there we are, the gentleman himself. And you know, it's just such a wonderful cause to be able to provide for people, and that is literally what we aim to do. We aim to support, help, and give comfort, and this is how we can do that in a practical way. So have I missed anything, Richard? I think I've covered everything. Lovely. So we've already, wow, wonderful. We've already had some donations, so let's go straight into some messages. Give me some names, Richard. All I can see is myself. I'll give myself a reading, it's fine, you know, but I think everyone would rather hear more about themselves than me. Bear with us, friends. We are now bringing up a magical list of wonderful, kind-hearted souls that are going to provide support. I've literally just got the logo at the moment, which is a start, because I hate seeing myself, everyone. You might think, you know, vain old Nick, you know, sits there looking in a mirror all day, but, you know, all of the mirrors in my house broke years ago. Kim Byrne. Lovely, right. Carry on regardless, right. Kim, are you there? I hope you are, because I am now about to, I can't see or hear from you, but this is sometimes how it works. And we don't need those technical things like faces and voices to connect with spirit, but it does help to let us know that we're on the right track. Thank you. And interestingly enough, as I say to everyone, the way I tend to work is that everything that I say in the lead up to a connection has some pertinence. So I'm very much aware that around you at the moment, there's been some kind of situation that's had you a bit out of sorts, things not working as planned, things not going the way they should be, or some sort of technical issues akin to what we have been having. And I'm very much aware that this has been causing some disturbance and frustration. As I say that, I'm aware now of a gentleman stepping forward who's been giving me those images. And as he comes in, thank you. With him, there is, my back is killing me. I have to say, my back is awful, and it all seems to be down just one side of it. So that could either be literally the back, or it seems to be around the kidney area. So that could be part and parcel of it, but it's around that particular area that I'm struggling and suffering with this man. Oh, wow. Thank you. I don't know why I said thank you to this, but his legs have just got my legs shaking, so I know that there would have been some sort of situation where he would have had the shakes. I do feel that this gentleman, thank you, also towards the end of his life, he would have struggled for breath and would had to have taken breaths to be able to speak. Keep commenting, Kim, just for confirmation for everyone else. Richard will tell me what he says. Oh, thank you. Hello, Kim. I can see you. Hello, darling. Wow, there we are, back to normality. So this gentleman who's coming through with the bless his heart, he really he didn't let on so much that he was struggling, and you could see it in his face and his behavior. But he tried not to, oh bless you, there's a word there, he tried not to be a burden, and didn't want people worrying about him. And you know, he's telling me, based on how we began with the issues going on around, that you're very much like him in that way, that you're asking some people, specific people, for a little bit of help, but you don't feel the courage to actually ask as much as you should, because you know it's just me and I should be able to cope with these things, and you know, stop worrying about it, and you know, everything will be all right. And but that's not how you're feeling, that's what you're outwardly portraying, and you should have the courage to ask the people around you for help because they want to. And he's saying, God, he did have a bit of sass about him when he was in his prime. He says, "I got news for you, girl." Nah, they know, they can tell, they can tell. So he's very much wanting you to step forward. I don't know whether this is you or him, but I just got a really bad case of the woozies, also known in the English language as dizziness. So I got a really bad case of the woozies with this guy, or yourself, and it's just like my head is spinning, and I can't see the wood for the trees. Please remember, because what he's telling me is that you've been sending out your thoughts and your prayers for help to the world of spirit, which is absolutely right. Yes, however, remember, you are living spirit and you are surrounded. Sounds like Dad, thank you. You are surrounded by spirit people, living spirit, who are much totally understand, sounds like bless your heart. You are surrounded by the living spirit, and you know what, the living spirit around you are good at answering prayers if you outwardly vocalize them. Not you, so someone around you, but these prayers that have been calling out will be answered by the humans. So whoever it is, just need to ask. This gentleman, thank you. Oh, bless your heart, mate. I'm feeling a burning sensation in his chest as well. So that I was going to say esophagus, so I don't know if that had been something that would have connected with his physical condition. Oh, bless you, you feel like everything's spinning out of control. Right, now, his advice to you is simply this: put your hand out, because when you are spinning, and it is quite ironic really, when you are spinning, put your hands out, because you either maintain your balance or you can grab hold of something, and it's all about this help and support. And you are more than capable, my love. And he says you are more than capable at keeping everyone else in check. So it's time to start looking after you. So with that, he starts. I don't know why this is, whether it's a memory link. I just asked for a parting gift, and he just threw me a golf ball. So take that as a parting gift of either symbolic or memory link. But he's just literally thrown me a golf ball. And I'll say I don't know how a golf ball would help, but I hope his wish of support and strength to you helps you and slow down and stop spinning. And I'll say God bless you and hope that was all right, Kim. And cleanse the palate, shake the head, squeeze the muscles, and ready for the next victim. I mean recipient. And your uncle had throat issues. Oh, bless you. Thank you, Kim. Now, thank you to everyone who has been donating. It is greatly appreciated, and keep up the good and lovely work. Anything is more than nothing, and it is greatly appreciated. So thank you all. Now, I see that my next recipient, Maisie Jane Newman, and we are apparently still having problems with Facebook. There is unfortunately nothing we can do at our end because it's Facebook's end. So therefore, have a look. There's a link there to take you to YouTube. Or I found that when I was watching Wendy earlier, I did a quick refresh, and it brought me back in. So there's two options there. But yeah, just keep an eye on that. Facebook and YouTube, Facebook being the pain in the bottom at the moment, frankly. And so Maisie, hello. Now I recognise those faces in passing from my weekend away. So hello. Thank you for your donation, and let's see what Spirit are going to give you back in return, shall we? Yeah, of course, thank you. Once again, everything that's gabbed about beforehand usually has some kind of pertinence, and I'm very much aware that I was talking about hitting the reset button, is what this lady is giving me. And so this is where we are at with you about hitting a reset button, is what she's talking about. Thank you. It's almost as though everything seems a bit back to front at the, thank you for that, bit back to front at the moment. And it's like trying to read everything upside down and inside out is what I'm getting. So that's the situation around that this lady's talking about. As she comes in, I feel a great sense of self-control, a great sense of purpose and meaning with this wonderful lady that's stepping forward. She does feel on a very grandmotherly link. Thank you, grandmotherly link. Oh, bless you. As much as I say she's got great sense of control and great gusto, she keeps rubbing the back of her head as if to say these headaches, and I do feel again this nag in the back of my head. There is a gentleman stood beside us saying yes, it wasn't just physical, there was a lot of nagging going on, and he just made a giggle about that. So I do feel that there's two people here connected with you. Obviously the lady is taking the lead, and there is this I feel like thank you. She said, have a drink, dear. I feel very, very dry in the throat, so I know that this would have been something that she would have experienced, around the time of her passing, very, very dry. And she just gave you this warm smile as if to say, you helped, you made me feel better. And it is very much about this. I can see, obviously, that you've got a lovely smile, but you've got her smile. It's just this very full, very meaningful, very real smile. Thank you. She popped by earlier. Bless your heart, madam. She popped by earlier to see me because I was walking up the stairs. No matter how old she was, her eyes always looked young. Um, she's got these wonderful, bright and beaming eyes. So I hope you can understand this grandmotherly lady, and her need to let you know that she's very much aware of this topsy-turviness, this back to front situation that's going all around. And what she's telling me is, you know, thank you. It's funny really, because I always have strange objects laying all around the place because I'm very untidy and very messy, and she just made me look at the watch, and that usually means time. It's nothing that is in your control, but will be all right with time. So this is your opportunity to learn that fine gift of patience, which you're probably had enough of learning at the moment. She's telling me, she'll probably sit there and say, don't tell me patience, I've been patient for ages. And of course you have, because she's telling me you've been very patient. But unfortunately, we don't set the timetable on patience. And if you are good at it, and you are very tolerant, and I know you're getting frustrated, Nan and Grandad. The gentleman is still here, but as always, he can't get a word in edgeways. But he just stands behind me over in the corner of the room with his arms crossed, as if to say, it's enough for me to be able to say I'm here. Really is just enough for me to be able to say I'm here. And Nan very much is, you know, shooting him as a look as if to say shut up, but then she gives a good smile with that as well. So I know there would have been lots of lovely uplifting banter. She thank you. There's a lot of changes going on around at the moment with this particular back to front, whatever it is, thingy that's going on. And really, she is just saying it just takes time. It just takes time. But she's very confident. She's got this wonderful smile, and they don't usually smile at me if things aren't going to work out. So nudge, nudge, wink, wink, say no more. And I do feel she was a winker, you know, when she wanted to let you know everything was going to be all right. Because, thank you. She's not a typical Nan, because she's sitting back in the chair the whole time, and I usually end up feeling a bit slouched when I'm a typical Nan. But she did just lean forward and go, "Don't worry, dear." So with that, I ask for oh, thank you. That's an unusual parting gift. Just ask for a parting gift from her to you. And bless you, sounds about right. I'm assuming that's the double act going on behind me, because it ain't finished. Her parting gift to you, for some reason, is a hymn book, because she just reminded me that I've got one on the thing. And I don't know whether you know this, and I don't know what your level of development is, but no matter how far along the development journey you get, it's always hard getting a message for yourself. And so when I want one, I'll either turn on the radio and randomly and listen to the lyrics of the song, or I'll just open a book and read the words of whatever it is, a book of nice words, poems. And she said, well, do it for her. She could be quite snippy, actually. She said, do it for her then. And I just opened it up. And the message for you is, all thy works with joy surround thee, earth and heaven reflect thy rays, stars and angels sing around thee, centre of unbroken praise. Field and forest, vale and mountain, flowery meadow, flashing sea, chanting bird and flowering fountain, call us to rejoice in thee. So it certainly sounds like things are going to work out good for you. So take her hymn book, take the idea, you know, make use of it. It's great. And I'll say, I hope that was all right for you, and God bless you. And I will continually and forever, and at this point, remind myself now to say thank you to everyone who is donating and getting involved in supporting Owen. It's a truly wonderful thing that you are doing. and to be able to provide a bit of support is, to help facilitate things by, giving something back to you guys for donating by giving out a message is lovely, and truly an honor. So thank you. I've just had a wonderful message from my next recipient. Krish, thank you. I will. Please call me Krish. Thank you. I certainly will. So let's see what we got. Thank you. So thank you. As I link in there, we need joy in the world, and I know you need a lot of upliftment at the moment, and I know you are able to bring the room up, and I know that you are able to give yourself that oomph when you need it. But I also know that thank you, it can be quite tiring. I personally know as much as I know from what I'm being told for yourself. And sometimes it can be difficult to be the one keeping everybody together, because you've inherited this role from a lady who passed to the spirit world. And once again, it is a very maternal feeling that I feel with this lady. And it seems like, things have jumped to you to be the one who, kicks people in the right place with the right amount of lace holes, as my father would say, to keep everyone together and keep everyone going on the straight and narrow. And thank you. This lady, bless her heart, as I connect with her, I'm having pain above my eye. And I say eye because it is this side, so there's something going on around here. And give yourself a lift. It really, really is tiring, and I know that this lady would have been the one. Oh, lovely. I know this lady would have been the one to, be the one to motivate and put a smile on your face when those eyes were tired. This lady, thank you, as she pushes forward. Oh, she stopped by earlier on as well, because I did bump into her in the hallway as I was walking up the stairs. This is around about 10 o'clock. And she you do keep yeah, thank you. Absolutely. It's a three-way conversation, darling. She says, "Are you talking to her or me?" So I do know that there was the occasional slip of smile into, and this is where the keeping people on the straight and narrow was, because there was a level with her that you did not cross. She was the kind of soul that would lift up the faintest heart, but don't mess around with her. Maternal grammar, maternal link. Thank you for that. And she had, once again, she had the most beautiful skin, and no matter what age she got to, and no matter how many lines there were in her skin, it was always very soft and very beautiful. And again, eyes glowing like diamonds. They were so bright, so shiny. And she just lit up the room whenever she walked into it. As she says, and occasionally I started the odd fire in a room as well to stick it under people. So yeah, this is a lady that you do not mess with, but nobody messed with her and hers, because she was such a force to be reckoned with. And I stand corrected. Thank you, my darling. Am a force to be reckoned with, because she's standing here and she's saying, yeah, know what? I've got extremely kind but strict too. Bless your heart. Thank you, Krish. Okay. Every time I call you Krish, she frowns at me. So whether I'm pronouncing it wrong or whether she wasn't one for shortening names or nicknames, I don't know. But she frowns at me every time I call you that. But I'm still going to do it because you asked me to. And thank you. She was always worried about the important stuff. And this is how she got through. It's almost like that. Thank you. It sounds really strange hearing this phrase coming out of her mouth. Don't sweat the small stuff, because it doesn't seem like the kind of phrase that a lady of such poise and grace and strength would use, but nonetheless she uses it. And I'm very much aware that these things have been at the ready around you. For a while now, but she's saying the way she got through is she didn't sweat the small stuff. Yeah, who never messed her? I'll bet. She had a great sense of priority, a great sense of organizing what needed to be dealt with first. Her in tray wasn't a case of but, and then just start working down. She had one of those things on the wall where you right, okay, top row important, bottom row not so important. Right, that goes up there, that goes down there, that goes down there, that goes down. Right, now I'm going to start from the top and work my way down in the order I want to, based on what level I think should be done. And this is her message for you. Your way to deal with the situations and the struggles that are around you is to take charge, not of everyone else, but of your own sense of need and encouragement, because you are the one helping. So it's you that makes the decisions, and you prioritize things in levels of need and importance, which she says you're very organized for the she says you're very organized, and then she just chipped in for the most part. So obviously she considers herself more organized, but we can't always be me. She's got such a lovely sense of humor, such a sweet sense of humor, and I know, thank you, based on what she's making me look at now, these things are causing some I know they are for everybody, but there's somebody around you who these things they can't seem to keep hold of for love, nor, if you'll pardon the pun, money. That's not your problem. Your problem is reminding them that they need to organize themselves and focus on what needs it. You can give them the skills, she says, but keep your hands in your pockets, love. And wonderful lady. But as she starts to step back now, because she's the kind of good. She's just a reminder of the best way. Oh, bless her, she was more organized. Well, of course she was. Just as she, she wants to remind you of your skills and give you that encouragement. Just as she starts to step back now, I'm asking for a parting gift, and it's birds. I don't understand why birds, but there's this bird that she's just brought into me, and there's this bird here as either a symbol or a memory link. There's something important about this bird as her way of saying, whatever it was on top of it, fly, because you can. And I will say, God bless to you, and I hope that was all right for you, Krish. And God bless you for your donation and coming on and supporting the cause. So bless your heart. Thank you. And again, thank you to everyone who is donating and supporting the cause and supporting Owen to get this new bed. Can you believe $3,000 they're charging him for a bed that will keep him up and running and going? It's just, so it's great that everyone is doing all that they can. So keep on supporting, donating, sharing, getting the message out. And remember, if you are having struggles with Facebook, if you're just joining us, there is a link to take you to YouTube. that will support you visually and audibly, that doesn't seem to be cutting out as much. So thank you again, everyone. And so moving swiftly on, Kerry Setchell, hello. Kerry says, hi there. That story about Owen made me sad. Bless him. I've made a donation. Well, bless you. You know, it's the kindness of, thank you. It's the kindness of strangers that really does make a difference. Kindness from those we know and love is amazing, don't get me wrong, but a random act of kindness from someone who we don't know, helping us out in our time of need, is an amazing thing. And it really does, it's one of those sweet pills that really does make you feel good, just like medication, but it's a lot less, there's a lot less side effects. Thank you. This and once again, Kerry, every time I start rambling before I start a message, there's usually something pertinent going on. And it's ladies' night. I have a lady with me. She said, if you shook me, I rattled, because I had quite a few of those pills, and I had a few of them side effects and all. And she, very down to earth lady, very straightforward lady. Slightly brusque and a little bit sarcastic when she needed to be, but nonetheless a lovely lady stepping forward for you. And as far as her condition, of passing and how she was, you know, if I thought Krish's nan's head was bad, well, wow. And I do feel like I would have either been very distracted, forgetting what I was saying, tripping over words, that kind of thing. There would be pauses just like then, and struggling for words, mid-sentence conversational pauses, and I don't know whether that would have been to do with the condition or to do with the medication that she was on. As I sit here, I do feel like I feel stuck in my seat, so I do feel that she would have perhaps felt stuck, or there would have been something to do with her physical condition that would have prevented her from moving as much as she would like to. Because I do know that when she was in her prime, she was very active, very forthright, very, you know, she said, I'd give you a run for your money and all your sporting activities that you've done over the years. And she was such an energetic lady, and that is now starting to return. And I know that thank you, the pauses and the problems with the speech would have been very obvious to those that knew her and loved her, because as she kind of like regenerates to her prime, as the way it works with me, she was a very fast talker, very paced talker, able to eloquently put whatever it is, good or bad, and she just gave a grin with that, good or bad, extremely well. So when her speech started causing her problems in whatever way it was very obvious and made it very difficult. But she is again back in her prime, back in full throttle, because that's what happens. And they only show us the negative of the physical to identify who they are, because if they were to describe, certainly if she was to describe herself as that young, very active, very vocal lady, it might not be easy to recognize her that way because of our lasting memories of how they were. But she is a force to be reckoned with, just like you. She is also slightly more pragmatic. She's telling me slightly more pragmatic on life than you are. However, she would have been just as kind-hearted and generous. Very much aware that you were touched by Owen's story from your first comment. She would have been touched, but she would have gone and, you know, okay. gone and done activities to raise money, so like make cakes or done raffles and that sort of thing, because she was very active and practical in her way of existing, very much involved in community matters, even if it was just what was going on over the road with the neighbours again, and those sorts of things. She would always build a layer upon layer in the conversation for the story, and I do feel that your interest in the community is very similar to hers, but you are, in her words, a gentler soul than she. And she does say that as a compliment. I do feel that perhaps it might not have been so much of a compliment when she was in the physical, because there is that brusqueness to her. But she says, you are a gentle soul and you are perfect, my darling, exactly as you are. So you carry on doing exactly what it is that you are doing, and stop feeling so bad. Because she's telling me you're very much that that there are things going on around you, with people going on around, that you don't always feel like you can do as much as you want to, but doing something is enough. She's saying doing something is enough, and you do so much for so many people. So she literally just both hand kiss. I saw somebody do that the other day. I think it was Deb, actually. She's on at 6 tonight. Two hand kiss, as she starts to back away, and I reminded her that it would be nice to give a parting gift rather than just a kiss, as nice as her kisses would be. And she says, I never brought anything with me, and I said, well, yeah. She said, I never brought anything with me. And I said, well, I'm sure that you can give her something symbolic. And there's something to do with earphones. So whether you've been getting some strange screechings in your earphones, or whether they've been playing you up or anything, I don't know. But there we are. Stick them in and listen to some music and have a relax, is probably what she's telling you. So I will leave her love, her earphones and her strength with you, and say God bless you, Kerry, and thank you for donating. And I will just have a quick rinse. And of course, thank you to everyone who has been supporting and donating. And again, if there's anybody just joined us, if you're having problems with Facebook, jump over to the link on YouTube, because Facebook's being a bit of a pain today. So moving on, let's see who we have for Deborah Adams. Are you there? Bless your heart, my love. Thank you for donating. And I don't know why I'm surrounded by random empty glasses, but this one seemed to there's nothing going on, and it's only ever a certain brown coloured liquid that fizzes that ever goes in my glasses, certainly when I'm working. Spirit don't want me to do that anyway. Caffeine, dear. I do get the caffeine-free version, but this gentleman asked me to pick this glass up, so I do feel that this is the kind of glass he would like to drink from. Oh, okay. I'm putting it back down now. He says because it's a bit cheap for him. So I know he would have liked a good glass, and he sat there as I wanted to do this. So I know that there would have been something rather fragrant in there that would slosh around very nicely. A good glass, a good solid base glass with ice. That is a really random way to start a message, Deborah. But this gentleman, as he comes through, I do feel that I just want to grin at you, and I know that when you saw him, you would grin and your eyes would light up, and he would give you back this lovely toothy grin. And as I look at your picture, I just want to give you a big old hug. So I do feel that this gentleman had a great deal of compassion towards you. She was better than any. She was better than any crystal cut glass, whatever that may mean. So he obviously thinks very, very highly of you. Thank you. He also didn't like to mince his words, because he just said, Talk about understating it, mate. So you know, and another one keeping me straight. And I do like it when spirit come through and keep me in check, because we can have a great deal of banter. And there is nothing that this guy wouldn't have done for you. I'm thank you. Okay, I'm very much aware that he did cover up a lot of his suffering towards the end of his life. It was in his nature to be kind to others, or at least that's how he thought he was being. I know that silence caused frustration. And I'm still standing here with the glass in my hand. If you can see my hand going round, don't worry, I'm not going nuts. It's just him spinning the glass round, because I do feel he would just like to sit and have a nice, gentle conversation. And as I'm aware of his pain that he would have endured, thank you. People worried about me, and it was very nice that they worried about me. But I handled it. Obviously not very well sometimes, but for the most part, you know, I could manage. Yes, thank you. He's not going to apologise for trying to be nice, which is his exact words. However, he will apologise if it felt slightly deceptive. It's kind of like one of those reverse apologies where he makes it about everyone else rather than him, but he genuinely felt he was doing the right thing. And I know that there is I know there was a lot of frustration. Thank you. Yes, we did worry. I know there was a lot of frustration, but having said that, he's here to say, you know, I'm all right, and you know, stop worrying about me now. Apparently, that was incorrect. You don't worry about him now because you know all about this way of life. So of course, he's more concerned with you and getting that grin back on your face. And very much aware, of course, thank you, very much aware with Christmas coming up, it's quite likely going to be a very difficult time, but he wants all the tinsel, he wants all the baubles. I don't know whether it's something that he liked or whether he despised, but he's using that as a he just grinned when I said despised, so I don't know whether he was taking the mick out me or not. Take that as you will. Yes, he would have taken the mick out of me quite easily, but would have done it in such a loving way. You know, he's the kind of guy I could have got on with, because I do like that level of, you know, trustworthy sarcasm. But he wants celebrations, not upset. He wants fond memories, not pain. And he wants you all to have a wonderful, wonderful time, and perhaps even one of these in his honor. As he starts to, because he says, I'm just here to tell you everything's going to be all right, love. Very forthright and very straightforward. And as he, thank you, as he starts to take a step back, two final things. The first thing is something to do with art and drawing. He's just showing me some coloured pencils. And the other thing is lighting a candle. So I don't know whether you have lit a candle for him or whether you've lit a candle for someone else. But there is the acknowledgement of the lighting of the candle, but also these colourful pencils and making use of them as if to say, bring the colour back in. But I do feel you're a bit artsy, so get and if you haven't, get back into it. And if you haven't tried it, get into it. Good way of expressing oneself, good way of relieving tension, good way of distracting. Some people find drawing can be a great way of meditating, actually, and you never know. You might end up drawing something from spirit, which would be marvelous too. So I will leave his absolute. Oh no! Just as he starts to go, he just quick squirt first. So I do know he liked that because I can smell it. It's in the back of the throat. Oh. And leave you his love and his blessings, and say Merry Christmas. And I'll say God bless you and hope that was all right for you, Deborah. And once again, thank you for your donation to the cause. Very much appreciated. And again, thank you to everyone for supporting this SPTV adventure by way of support and providing upliftment and love and kindness to a very, very good young man. This young man, there he is, Owen. So he has transverse myelitis, quadriplegia, autoimmune dyslexia. He's permanently in a wheelchair and has spinal cord injuries. Now, the condition that he has attacks the immune system. With the immune system, it attacks your spinal cord at any age. And for Owen, it was when he was just 10 months old. So the whole idea is to raise funds for this accessible double bed. And as you can see there quite clearly, there are no grant funding available for him. Like I said earlier, that's a conversation perhaps for another day, because today we're keeping it positive, keeping it chilled, keeping it happy, and doing nice things. So let's focus on doing nice things for Owen, help him out, raise funds, and thank you to everyone so far who has donated. It is amazing the support that has been provided thus far. So thank you all so very much, and keep it up, keep up the good work. And if you can't afford to make a donation, please share, get the message out there. And once again, to anyone who's just joining us, if Facebook's giving you grief, jump over onto the link on YouTube, because Facebook's being a bit difficult today. Pardon? Wow, we have raised thus far. So I need one of those flashy light things in the background. We have thus far raised £150 out of a target of 300. So I think we can say, and the bed is 3,000. So, you know, everything helps. And I think we can say to the target, bye Chuck, and let's do what we can. This is absolutely amazing, brilliant stuff. Thank you so much, SPTV family. You are stunning. And so I better do my fair share of the bargain and give out some more messages. So Margaret O'Brien, hi Richard and Nick. Well, Richard says hi, and I certainly say hi. Hello to Margaret O'Brien. And thank you for your donation. Now, as okay, this person really doesn't like messing around, because I don't get no spiel beforehand, but I do get a very strange sensation. You know, I have had a different chair to what I normally sit in, and this one's very, very comfortable, and it's got lovely arms on it, you see. And I just sit here rubbing my hands up and down the arms here. And I do feel that this is the kind of thing this person, I haven't got a gender yet, but I'm sure it will come, would have sat there rubbing the handles on the armchair and just putting the hands down. It's almost like, I don't know whether I'm just getting myself comfortable or whether I'm warming myself up, because I know my hands are getting very, very hot. Margaret, I'm sure you either are or should be or are getting healing at the moment, because the sensation in my hands as I lift my hands up is that which I get when I'm sending out healing. So there's definitely something about healing, and I think it could very well be you right there in the hands, because it really is got some guts to it, my love. So if it's you that's sending it out, good on you. If it's you that asking for it, my word, you've got some great friends up there helping you out. And this one in particular, oh right, okay, as as he adjusts himself to make himself comfortable in my chair, which is, you know, great as it is, he's leaning to one side, so I felt that he would, when he was sat down, once he'd done that hand thing, he would lean to one side with his elbow on the arm and the other hand firmly on the other handle, and would feel very comfortable sitting there, have quite a wonderful, nice conversation as he would sit in this position. I do feel that this gentleman was very business minded, or work orientated. Thank you, that's a better way of putting it. Very work orientated, because I do feel that he would have sat like this when he was having a conversation with someone he worked at, and you couldn't tell what kind of mood he was in depending on how he sat, because he had this, literally this one way of sitting that was very familiar. So I don't know if you can understand that about this gentleman as he as he moves forward. I'm feeling something around here with him, so I don't know whether there would have been a condition of the throat or the problem with the neck, or even as high up to the jaw. But I thank you. It's been numbed. He's making me aware of it, but he says, and this just shows that he was actually a very kind gentleman, because he says, I'm going to numb it for you to know that it's there, but I'm not going to give you the pain that I suffered, because it wasn't very nice. So I know that that means that he wouldn't want to talk about it, and he certainly wouldn't want to put anybody through anything that he didn't feel comfortable with. And I do feel, even though he had this comfortable position, he's starting to lean forward now. So I know that there would have been problems lower down as well, because I'm leaning forward as though I want to cover up or nurse it. So once again, another guy who doesn't like showing his weak side. And he said, don't you put that tone of frustration there with me, young man. We had a way of living that was bred into us. And you know, it was said in a really nice way. But it is an acknowledgement that sometimes he was of his generation too much. But nonetheless, a lovely guy coming through. I hope you can understand this, Margaret. Please drop us a line, let us know, you know, so I can make sure that I'm giving the best I possibly can. I'm very much so if you're there, just here she is. Can't think who that is. Right, okay. So he was very work orientated. So either this is a relative who was like this, or it could be actually somebody who you worked with. I'm not feeling a relationship. Bless you. Oh, right. Am I back now? Oh, lovely. I'm back. Sorry, apparently I disappeared, but I'm back now. So this gentleman, it's either a family member who was business orientated, or somebody who was connected to you through work, which always makes it nice and easy. But he's talking about your healing again. So I hope you can understand where that healing is. The wonderful thing about spirit is that the most random people that we have met and had an impact on our life in. Thank you. Right, that makes more sense now. You were very supportive of him. Don't struggle too hard, my lovely, because you know it will come. It will come. But would you understand, Margaret, that this thing about the healing around you, because it was very much about you, the healing. So would you understand that you are either or have been asking for healing, either for yourself or someone else at the moment, because it is immense, this powerful healing that I can feel being reflected as to the level that it is coming around you. But know that this healing there is really brilliant. So you can, right, okay, so he's definitely with you, but don't sweat it. because okay, if you can talk to if it's possible without getting yourself in mischief, if you can talk to whoever it is that's around you with the healing, then it's where he is. So it could be a message of a message, but this healing is amazing, and this healing is great. And he was a guy who liked to experiment and try new things, and he's certainly been doing a lot of that since he got up there. He laughed and said, and he's very much focused on giving you some support. So regardless of whether you can directly place him or not, I know that he is coming through to give you that strength, support, that love, and that guidance, and remind you about the importance of that healing. And he was taken by the whole giving of a message in words thing. So he says, "I'd like to have a go at that if I may." And so he was someone who liked to try new things. And as I sit here, I'm going to open up a page. And get you right, okay, so this may have some pertinence. Actually, we plough the fields and scatter the good seed on the land, but it is fed and watered by God's almighty hand. He sends the snow in winter, yeah, that's not too far away, the warmth to swell the grain, the breezes and the sunshine, and soft refreshing rain. All good gifts around us are sent from heaven above. But he actually, thank you. He found that quite amusing, and will probably help place him, I'm sure. But he said not all good gifts come from heaven, because we make our good gifts, and so he didn't entirely agree with that last bit, which is why he stopped me reading the whole chorus. So once again, this gentleman would have been aware of this way of life, perhaps, or aware of the religious aspect of humanity, and probably wouldn't have tolerated all of it. Once again, that probably comes from being quite a practical man. But he wants you to know that, the healing is there, and also there is something in that first verse that I read to you that's connecting somewhere. So it may even be an agricultural connection with you, and that reminded you of your sister. So perhaps if this gentleman perhaps is connected in some way to sister, so if you can ask, that would be great. If you can't ask, then don't force the issue, because I know that it's not always easy telling people what you do, even those closest to you. But if you can ask around there, that would be amazing. But please do take his love and his support and his encouragement. And really, this healing is amazing. So worry not, and keep going, keep going, keep going. I've just been reminded, he told me off that that I didn't give you a parting gift. Thank you. I don't know if there's been some mistakes by people around you, because he just picked up a rubber as if to say it's erasing things. So whatever that may mean about removing marks and erasing problems, so he gives a rubber to do that. That sounds strange, I know, but then that's just spirit for you. It's not for me to understand, but for me to just convey. So there's this rubber here, as if to say, that helps get rid of all stains and marks. So I will leave his love and his support and remind you about that healing, and say, God bless you, Margaret. I can take that, the land. Thank you. See, it really, really works. It's brilliant. Get yourself a little hymn book, or a little book of poetry or prose, maybe even a little book of songs. I don't know, although that is what a hymn book is. But yeah, so give that a go, everybody. It's great. And I'll say, God bless you, Margaret O'Brien. Thank you for donating. And yeah, absolutely. And thank you for your support. And yeah, I think so, Richard. I think so. And so, thank you everyone so far for your donation support and your encouragement. And we shall crack on straight away. Just a quick reminder, if you're having trouble with Facebook, there is a link for YouTube available, and there's also ways to donate online. Thank you all thus far for all you are doing. The SPTV family is a great one. It's days like this that makes me proud to be parts of groups and organisations and peoples. And so onward to Natalie Bentley. Natalie Bentley, hello and thank you for donating. And you've given me a lovely, lovely heart there, which means that you are a lovely, lovely person, of course. Oh, okay. And there is a voice in my ear right now that has got absolutely nothing to do with your message, but you would be surprised what spirit will do. And he may or may not believe this, but every time he makes a comment in my ear of what he might think is fun randomness, it's a trigger from spirit for me, because I know that you are smiling on your picture, but I know that that's not exactly how you are feeling right now. So what you need is a chat with Richard to cheer you up. Or I could just give you a message from spirit to cheer you up as well. You know what? You never know. You know, if he does another one of I don't know why they're reminding me of this, Richard, but I don't know when the last time you did one online is. I know the last time you did a live one was on Saturday, but your fake readings. So there you go. So a little reminder there that people enjoy them. We certainly did when we were sat listening to them on Saturday. But this gentleman coming forward, he referenced that. So okay. So he was a bit of a joker. He was a bit of a chipper one. He is very much wanting to bring you up a level of joy, because he understands that it's difficult at the moment, and he understands that you're not the smiley, lovely lady that you are in that picture. You are just a lovely lady without the smiley, he's telling me. And it is very introvert. Cool, I can't get that one out today. Introverted atmosphere around you. But the reason the reason he reminded me of Richard's readings and the humour. Oh, you're stressed. Yeah. So stress leads to frustration, and he wants you to avoid that. He would have found this a little bit daft, this gentleman. I do feel on a paternal paternal connection with this gentleman. Oh, you've just said that. Thank you. I don't feel that he would have entirely taken this as seriously as you might, because he was just talking about Richard's readings and having a joke about them. I personally think they're brilliant. And this is actually, I know you say your dad was a joker, but the reason he's brought these in, and this is very serious, and I know that Richard's at home right now, so he might be stuck for the rest of the night if I praise him a little bit. But I actually enjoy it when he does those readings, because it always makes me look at myself and say, am I doing that? Um, or I know admittedly on Saturday there was a lot of hand waving going on that was deliberately about me. But, there are things in our life that make us check that we are being everything we possibly can be. And it's like looking in a mirror sometimes. And I know that you've said you're stressed, so I knew that there was something. Oh, thank you. No, he wouldn't. Brilliant. Thank you. It's it's great, because I think him and Richard would have got on very, very well, because they've just got a very similar sense of humour. And for me at the moment, it's like having two Richards in my ears, which is even better. Double the fun. That was what he did to double the fun. And I do, I feel this is something that he would have done with his hands from time to time, or when he was emphasizing stuff. There's something about doing this with his hands. But when it comes to the stress levels, and when it comes to his message for you about whatever it is that's going on around you that's getting you stressed, he wants to remind you, A, of the laughter and the fun, B, of the jokes he would have told you to help get you through, but also not taking anyone's rubbish, because it was all about the bit about the messages, that Richard's messages was about being the best you possibly can be, and you are. And there are loads of people around you that always try to be the best you can possibly be, and the best they can possibly be. I apologise, but what he's telling me is that some aren't. Focus on you, Natalie. Focus on you. For all the bravado and the silliness, this gentleman was truly, truly compassionate when he needed to be, and absolutely thinks, and he made me get the tense right first time, thinks the world of you. And he is around you at all times, even the times you don't want him listening in when you're talking about him. Once again, that humour coming through. And he just wants you to focus on you, and remember the upliftment, remember the laughter, and remember that being the best you can be is always enough, because sometimes it doesn't feel like it's enough. But you, my love, are the best you can possibly be, and don't let him tell you any otherwise. And I don't know why I specifically said it that way, but don't let him tell you any other way. So if there's somebody giving you a bit of grief, don't let him tell you any other ways. He says, all right, you might as well, because he's taking the mick again. And I said, well, do you want to give a parting gift out of the book? Because I do. Brilliant. He says, go on, give her a verse. I'll pick one for her. Excellent. Lovely. Soft as the voice of an angel, breathing a lesson unheard, hope with a gentle persuasion whispers a comforting word. Wait till the darkness is over, wait till the tempest is done, hope for the sunshine tomorrow. After all, the darkness is gone. And so that is about as serious as you're ever going to get from him by using someone else's words. But please take his love, his upliftment, his laughter. He says, keep smiling, girl, keep smiling. You know you can do it, and I know you can do it. And just breathe, 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 and have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas from him to you, with great compassion and love. And I'll say, I hope that was all right for you. Again, Natalie, thank you for donating, and God bless you. And I will have a quick rinse. And so, my friends, the time has come. Oh, I've got him stuck in my head now. The time has come to say goodnight. From me anyway, but SPTV will carry on, because the lovely Deb Clark will be back at 6 o'clock. Mr. Grogan will be back at 8 o'clock. Oh, bless you, Natalie. You're very, very welcome. I hope it helps. So, yes, Deb's back at 6. Matt's back at 8. Oh, thank you, Deb. Ah, lovely. Bless your heart. It was, do you know, it's strange. They never show me relationships when it's someone who we have chosen to be with, rather than someone we were born to. Something that I perhaps need to work on, or recognise when they do that it is a chosen relationship. So thank you, Deb, because every day is a learning day. So, friends, keep donating if you can. Share the post about the whole day if you can't. Keep spreading the word, keep spreading the love, and if you are able, please donate to such a wonderfully worthy cause. It is absolutely gorgeous what you are all doing, helping out. Owen is a lovely young man, and again, thank you to everyone at SPTV for the kindness, the love, and of course, thank you to Richard SPTV for inviting me to come and help, because it is an absolute honour and privilege to be able to make use of this wonderful way of life that we have to do good for others. So well done, everyone, thus far. Keep it going. Drum roll, because we're having a current update. £163. Wow. £163. The target for today was 300 quid. The bed costs £3 grand. So keep it up, my lovelies. You're doing great. Thank you all so much, and do keep spreading the word, spreading the love. Be back at 6 for Deb, be back at 8 for Matt. But from me, Nick, here in the Boudoir Del Brown, God bless you all. Thank you for listening, and I will see you all Monday on Brighten Your Day with my lovely Dawn. God bless you all. And of course, the competition. Yes, because there's 2 competitions at the moment. Remember, if you donate, you get entered into a raffle to win a lovely prize. So it's not all just about that. There it is. Look, the lovely prize there that you could win just by donating. You will be drawn out of a hat at random to win this wonderful gift. I saw some of their stuff the other day. It is gorgeous, stunning stuff. Smells lovely. But there is also another competition going on for VIPs. Brighten your day. We are going to be on the 19th of December. It's our Christmas show. Myself and Dawn will be on celebrating the festive season with you all. And there's a big giveaway. So there is a prize fund for £100. VIPs can enter. And so what we do is we will pick some people at random, because there's going to be 3 boxes. And remember, prize fund of £100. It's a total prize fund of £100, and there'll be random figures in these 3 boxes. And if you come on and you pick box number 1 and it's, say, got £30 in, congratulations, you've won £30. But it does mean that the prize fund drops to 70. So that's why I usually go in 25s. So the prize fund has now dropped to 70 because 30 quid of it is gone. So if number 2 then picks the box that says £100 in, you've won 70 quid because there's only 70 of it left. But if you come on and pick the first box and it says £100, you win that £100 and we all go home. Well, we carry on with the show because I'm sure we'll do it halfway through. But like I said, wonderful way of SPTV to give back to the VIPs who keep the finances going. And being a VIP is only 37 pence anyway a week. It is pence. So well worth considering. And you could win a prize. And Deborah has just asked, when's the raffle drawn? So the raffle for today will be drawn. Richard, do you know when? Tonight. So on Matt's show at 8 o'clock, the prize winner will be drawn. So good reason. But the £100 jackpot thing, that is the 19th. That is the Christmas giveaway that we're doing on Brighten Your Day Mondays at 11, and that money would be paid through PayPal. But if you have donated today, your name automatically gets entered into a raffle, and we will find out who the winner is tonight with Matthew Grogan himself at 8 o'clock. So do join him for that. Don't forget, Deb's on at 6. I'm going to let Richard go and have some lunch before that because he's got himself a busy day. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Really well done for all thus far donations. God bless you all, and we'll see you later. Be good. God bless.